So now that we have entered August and a lot of movies have come out, and we got the most anticipated movie of the year that released today, at least for us here on the channel, and seemingly a lot of horror fans in the movie Weapons, it makes some people wonder, like, what else is there left to be excited for? And I'm here to tell you that there's a lot. Now, I can't say that all of these will tickle your fancy and make you excited, of course, but these are all of the very noteworthy films that I could find. Now, there will always be big surprises. There's going to be smaller films that I didn't include, and there's going to be surprise films released on either Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or who knows what. It always happens. So, this is the list that I came up with today, and I'm going to kind of just try to rifle through them to not waste your time and to give you it here in order of the release date, starting from the newest, getting down to the furthest out from now, but within the 2025 release time. So, starting first here with a movie that actually comes out tonight. So you don't have to wait very long for this. You should go see Weapons, though, tonight, and then maybe see this tomorrow. This movie is called Strange Harvest. So by the time this video releases, it should be out for you to go see in theaters if you want to. This is a supernatural serial killer found footage film. I don't need to sell you much more on that. If you're a found footage fan, if you're a serial killer, supernatural fan, any of those things, then you got a film there. Next up, we have Joe Begos's new film. I love Joe Begos. I love VFW. I love pretty much everything I've ever seen of his. If you don't know who he is, definitely look his films up and see if those are up your alley. They are indie films that are over the top insane with lots of graphic gore and extremely fun and ridiculous characters. This one's called Jimmy and Stiggs. This is going to be released on August 15th. Kaylee and I already have our tickets, and I can't wait. So that's just 1 week from today, actually. All right, following up with August 29th, we have two films here. First is the Toxic Avenger. Now, I do want to point out that I made a list consisting of horror movies and anything that landed in the thriller subgenre as well, because I cover both on the channel, so not every single one of these will be straight horror. Some of these will be very questionable in that regard, but it will at least have the thriller banner attached to it, so you'll have that. That doesn't mean, though, that it is going to, constitute as some horror film that will make your year-end list and be accepted by all your horror peers as a pick in that regard. But, we're horror thriller fans, so I thought I would include the thriller since we also cover that here on the channel. But going back here, August 29th, Toxic Avenger. This is a movie that we have been hearing about for quite a while, and when the cast started to get announced, when you had Peter Dinklage as the titular character here of the Toxic Avenger, that was a huge surprise to us all. Then we got names like Elijah Wood and Kevin Bacon and Jacob Tremblay, and you're like, what is this cast for this ridiculous reboot thing that Macon Blair has brought to us? So I can't say that I'm not at least intrigued. This is getting an unrated release in theaters. Thanks to Terrifier 2 and 3, we are now starting to get unrated films getting wider releases. So, like the Terrifier franchise or not, we can at least thank them for ushering in the unrated cut versions of film, or not cut, should I say. Next up, we have Darren Aronofsky's new film with Matt Smith that looks fantastic. This is Caught Stealing. This is definitely one of my more anticipated films of the year. Yes, this does not have any horror-looking stuff going on in it, but it does look freaking awesome. Austin Butler stars here, alongside of Zoe Kravitz, and it's very punk rock, and it looks like a return to form for Aronofsky. He had a little stretch there where he was doing some pretty bizarre films. Not saying they weren't quality or they were. I'm just saying he had a stretch there where people were like not really knowing how to feel about his films, whether it was Noah or Mother or whatnot. But he did make The Whale. He did make these very beloved films. Also, I just think that Caught Stealing looks awesome, and I'm really excited to see something from him again that I'm very excited for. All right, moving into September, we are getting what is said to be the final film in the Conjuring franchise, or at least the Conjuring world is, or I should say, the Conjuring franchise. I don't know how to say this because there's the Conjuring connected universe with Annabelle and the Nun and whatnot. I don't know what will happen to those types of films beyond this film, but as far as the Conjuring series goes, this is supposedly the last time we will see Ed and Lorraine Warren as Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, and this comes out September 5th. This is also being directed by Michael Chavez, who did the previous installment, The Devil Made Me Do It, which I was not a big fan of. So this is not a film that I'm particularly have a lot of faith in, but I would love to be proven wrong, and I would love for this to live up to the quality of the first two Conjuring films. But the third one isn't bad. It's just nowhere near the quality of the first two, so it knocks it down because it's always going to be compared to those previous ones. So hopefully it can at least be better than that film. And it would be nice because this is a send-off to probably my favorite horror movie couple ever, potentially. So there you go. Next up is September 12th. We have a Stephen King adaptation here of one of his first novels, or one of his first stories anyway, The Long Walk. This movie is got a very simple premise, very Hunger Games-esque, and this is about a race of sorts where kids just walk, and they are being followed by men with weapons, guns, and if they are to stop for more than, I think it is I forget how long of period of time, it's 3 to 5 seconds or something, they have to get up and keep walking, and if you stop walking, you die. And they keep going until there's one person left. This sounds absolutely horrifying. This is one of those nightmare type movies for me, where it's just the premise kills me to think of anyone having to be put through something like this. So this is one I'm absolutely looking forward to, but it'll be a grueling watch, because watching a bunch of kids be tortured like this just because they want to live and claim the ultimate prize at the end is just awful, and not something that we're unfamiliar with. We have tons of movies like this. All right, next up we have the movie Him, which comes out September 19th. This is a football star that will do anything to get his dream. The trailer to this looks very cool. I think this is being produced by Jordan Peele, if memory serves, and we've got Marlon Wayans in here. I'm not familiar with the main kid, but I thought the trailer for this looked absolutely fantastic, and I think this is one of the most anticipated horror films of the year. So it is a very stressful trailer. It feels like this guy is about to go through hell, and I dig these types of films, much like Starry Eyes, starring Alex Esso. Just somebody who is willing to do anything to achieve their dream. So those types of movies are always a lot to take in. All right, next up we have the Paul Thomas Anderson film. Man, he used to be my favorite director years ago, and I still love him, and I still look forward to anything he does. This stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn. It's got a whole mess. I think Benicio del Toro's even in this. This is One Battle After Another, and this comes out September 26th. Definitely look up a trailer to that one. A very conspiratorial minded guy, and yeah, look it up. It's a very, very interesting trailer, to say the least. If for some reason it has passed you by, it's a wild one. And with Paul Thomas Anderson attached, I'm always ready to watch anything that he does. All right, moving into October. Here we go, spooky season here. We've got 3 films coming out October 3rd. So this is going to be a stacked day here. First, starting with the newest film in the found footage anthology franchise VHS, with VHS Halloween. I don't really need to say much about this. It's a VHS film. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm assuming that every one of these segments will be set on Halloween in a different time period or whatnot, but whatever it is, I'm down for it. You know, I don't love every VHS segment, but I pretty much always enjoy my time watching a VHS film, because I always find a segment or two at least that I enjoy, and I always enjoy watching these films. So always look forward to a new VHS film, and that should be on Shudder October 3rd. All right, next up, the long awaited Chris Stuckman directed Shelby Oaks is supposed to finally be released October 3rd. I feel like this guy has been working on this film forever and ever, and I know Neon as well as Mike Flanagan came in as executive producer. They gave him a whole bunch of extra money to clean up his film, make it better in any way that he could. I don't know what he used that money for, but we shall see. I don't know. We got a trailer. It looks interesting. I saw a lot of people being negative towards it, but I also feel like a lot of people want this to fail because he's the critic, and now it's time for him to, get his criticism. So I don't know. I will go into it fairly as always, and I'm looking forward to it. I was one of the people, though, that believed, I don't know why, that this was a found footage film, and it is not. Although it does appear from footage that I saw that there is literal found footage, like somebody has like a tape in their hand that they find and they watch it. So I guess maybe it's hybrid found footage. I don't know. We'll see. But for the most part, all of the trailer was just traditional, standard narrative filmmaking. No found footage that I saw. So we'll see how much found footage there may or may not be in this film. But was anybody else under the assumption that this was found footage for whatever reason? I thought I was told this. I thought I read that. But maybe I was wrong. All right. Also on October 3rd, this little guy can be with me to present this because it is called Good Boy. Yeah, it is a good boy. And I am super excited for this one. We were a part of Fantasia Fest. The movie that we wanted most from Fantasia Fest was the movie Good Boy. What is Good Boy about? It is about it's a horror movie from the perspective of a dog. It took 5 years to film, over 400 days to shoot, and I couldn't be more excited for it. I absolutely am so excited to see how this film is shot, how it's done. I'm going to get very easily invested in this main character, obviously. The quickest, I'm already invested in him. I don't even need to see him, and I already know how I'm going to feel about it. So, yeah, this is a first to my knowledge. I know of no film shown from the perspective of a dog the entire time, and this is a horror film, so it's perfectly catered towards me and my wife. So look forward to that. But yeah, we did not get it at Fantasia Fest. Nobody did. The only people who saw it were the people who attended in person. None of us on the outside that were doing the streaming online got it. So all right, next up on October 17th, we've got The Black Phone 2. This is one I wasn't initially all that excited for. I, much like other people, were like, I don't understand, like, he's dead. But, like he says in the trailer, you know as well as anybody, dead is only a word, or you know better than anybody. Regardless, Yeah, I mean the first movie is supernatural. He's getting calls from dead people the whole movie. There's ghosts that are interacting with him the whole movie. So I don't know why any of us thought that this was weird, that there was going to be another one when the world was already supernatural and people who died by his hand were in constant contact with this kid. It would stand to reason that he could also contact him from beyond the grave. So I don't know. This isn't much of a leap for me. But I thought the trailer for this film looks phenomenal. It got me so hyped. So I went from being like, okay, I'm not really that interested. I don't know why there's a sequel, to this is one of my more anticipated films of the year and sequels for sure. So yeah, Black Phone 2. What's been great about this list, though, so far, I will say, is that thus far there has only been one remake or reboot and two sequels thus far. Oh, I'm sorry, three. Three sequels. And then everything else, and I've mentioned like 12, 13 films at this point, have our original movies, like 9 of them or so. So that's great. That's great. I'm not just like part 2, part 3, remake. It's not that. All right, next up, definitely not a remake of any sort or sequel. This is the newest film from a director that I was not a fan of previously, but after his phenomenal masterpiece, in my opinion, Poor Things, which was my favorite film of that year, starring Emma Stone, we've got his new film, Begonia, which stars Emma Stone as well as Jesse Plemons. And this comes out October 31st, right there on Halloween. And this is about two guys who believe this woman is an alien and they need to kidnap her to stop like the world from ending. Yeah, I am so in on this. I've watched all of Yorgos's films as of late. I went and I watched Dogtooth. I also watched The Favorite. Those are the two films of his that I had not seen that I wanted to see. There's another film called Alps, and I think another one from earlier than that, but I'm not. Alps maybe I'll watch at some point, but other than that, I've seen all of his films. And I honestly, I need to go back and rewatch Killing of a Sacred Deer as well as The Lobster. But regardless, let's stay on track here. I think the trailer to this looks very in line with something like Kinds of Kindness, which I loved. I know a lot of people weren't as high on that, but I had a fantastic time with it. So we'll see. Next up, we're going into November now. We got 3 films in November. Now, this is one that has a lot of negativity towards it. I am not one of those people at all. I think this looks awesome as fuck. I don't know what people are talking about. I think it's mostly because of the CGI on our main character here. I think it looks good. I don't know. I'm a crazy person, I guess. This is Predator Badlands, coming out November 7th. I don't know what more to say about it. I am just not that person who's hating on this. I think it looks rad. What more can I say? I'm over the moon excited for this one. I think that Dan Trachtenberg, who did the 2 previous Predator films now, Killer of Killers as well as Prey, I loved both of those. I have no reason to believe that this won't also be awesome. This looks fucking rad to me. We have a Predator as the main character. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds cool to me. The reason they CGI'd his face is because they wanted this character to actually have the ability to emote and to have emotion, and because it needs to be a main character, it's not going to just have little animatronic little teeth and plastic face. I'm not shitting on the original design. It's awesome, but that thing can't do the emotions that I think Dan wanted for this film. If he did it, I think he had a reason. Anyways, I'm not here to defend that film. I'm just saying I'm excited for it. That's that. If you're not, that's fine. Next up, we've got another Stephen King adaptation. This is a re-adaptation, and this is The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell this time instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this looks to be A much more fun, stripped down version. I think that, uh, with Edgar Wright directing this, I don't know how I couldn't be excited. I think the trailer looks super fun. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's really all I can say about it. I do love the original Running Man, but I'm not going to sit here and try to say that that's a very good movie. But it is a very entertaining film, and in Edgar Wright, I trust. I feel like the guy can't miss, and if he's remaking this, I have to give it a shot, and I'm very much looking forward to this one. Okay, next up, maybe my most anticipated film for the rest of this year, in the horror or thriller subgenre. And this is Oz Perkins' new movie, Keeper. This comes out November 14th. For some reason, I thought this came out earlier. Maybe they pushed this date, but I swore I thought this came out in September. But unfortunately, no. It has a November 14th release date. Very little is known about this movie. We did get a trailer. Keeps things fairly vague. So I don't think there's much more you need to know about this film other than Osgood Perkins directed it. Osgood Perkins, whichever one you want to go with. But after him making so many great films for me, whether it's Long Legs or The Monkey or Black Coat's Daughter or Gretel and Hansel, or I think the guy is a fantastic filmmaker, and I will follow anything he does from this point on and be excited for it. So there you go. Keeper, November 14th. All right, moving into December. We only have one film confirmed for December, and then the last two here have no date, but I actually think both of these will release in December. So I kept them for here because I think this is probably where they'll land, and otherwise, where else would I put them? I need to put them at the end because they currently have no date. But for the one that does have a date, on December 5th, we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, this is definitely not a film for everybody, but I have a super fan sitting to my left currently who is over the moon excited for this film, and I'm excited too. I enjoyed the first one, not as much as Kaylee, but she's the super fan, and I was very happy that she was happy, and this is going to make a bunch of money at the box office because the fans of this franchise are aplenty, and they are committed, and they love the first one, and they're very excited for this one. So yeah, expect this franchise to go on for a while, and if this makes a bunch of money, you're going to see quite a few more of these. And if it's not your thing, who cares? Move on. The people who are like, who asked for this? Why do these exist? Stop making these. Oh, fuck off. If people are enjoying them and people are going to them, go watch what you want to watch. All right, lastly here, we got two films, which, as I said, one of these I can almost guarantee you will be December. You'll see why. But this first one here, December makes the most sense. In fact, I would honestly bet this will probably be a Christmas Day release on Netflix. And this is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, with Oscar Isaac as well as Mia Goth. What else do you need to hear? This is a very exciting film because the trailer is incredible, and the stills that we got from this are art. They look fantastic. So yeah, this is a new reason to be excited for a Del Toro film, a Mia Goth film, and a Frankenstein project. I know we've had a lot of adaptations of the Frankenstein story, but you can't ever have too many great films. So bring it on. If it's rad, then cool. So I'm excited of it. No, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to say that I'm accepting of its existence and that I'm excited for it. That was a total fail, mess up, whatever. All right, lastly here, another one that I can only imagine will be released in December and probably in theaters, and it will be unrated, is the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake with our boy Corey Cunningham from Halloween Ends, Rowan Campbell as Billy. This is exciting. I mean, I can't not get excited for this. I have seen all of the Silent Night, Deadly Night films quite a few times and reviewed them here on the channel. if they can make this some super vicious Terrifier level type slasher, where we have an awesome actor, in my opinion, like him or not, Corey Cunningham is a very interesting character, and has a very competent, very talented actor playing him. So we are lucky that we got someone like Ron Campbell to be our Billy for the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. A proper Silent Night, Deadly Night remake, not that weird Silent Night movie that claimed it was a remake of sorts. That was not. This is. And not that we need one. I do love the original. But regardless, I'll take it, because any slasher that can be released in theaters unrated, sign me up. So that was my way of doing this as quick as possible. I really did try to rifle through these as fast as I could. I don't know how long this ended up being, but I tried to be concise. I didn't want to get too into plot details. I didn't want to linger on things too long. I know how people like things to go. I don't add clips because I always get copyright shit, and I'm not dealing with it. So you got posters, that's that. That's all I can do. Other people put them, and I talk to them, and they get copyright shit all the time, and they have to take them down, they have to recut them, submit them, copyright, resubmit them, copyright. Every time they do it, it's another hour, another 3 hours, no fucking way. I'm not dealing with that. If you guys have to have clips, this ain't the channel for you. So, yeah, Strange Harvest tonight. We'll have a review up later, but you should go see Weapons tonight. It's the best movie of 2025, guaranteed, for me. So, I'll stick by that claim. All right, guys. I'll see you in the comments. Adios.